want to do. So I know a couple of you have sent me ideas already. If you want to send me ideas right now, just oh, okay. If you want to send me your ideas, send them through Discord right now. So I have some ideas here. So Emmy, can I talk about yours? Emmy?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show your project. And
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. I just editing my.
Are you editing it right now?
Yeah. Come
Yeah, and if you for everybody else, if you have like a sketch, so here's for example, here's Lexi's sketch, and it's 90 degrees, so you got to tilt your head. But you know, she's just starting off with the sketch. This is a sketch of her concept, and I think she has two here. So I would go with the portrait size ones too. I think they're better for web pages because it lets the user scroll down, and it gives like it allows them to see more information as they're scrolling down, which is more engaging in my opinion than having it all there all at once. So having the fact that half of it is hidden gives them an incentive to see what that other half is so they can scroll down. Now, Emmy, let's see yours. So I already gave you some suggestions, but let's see. So this is yours, right, Emmy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think portraits would be better for this. The other thing is now the style of the illustration. So one thing that you guys should do as you're working on this, try to make everything consistent in the style, right? So the two characters over here, Emmy, are these your like drawings?
Mm-hmm.
Did you are these painted in Photoshop?
No.
Or are these Illustrator?
I just look for some image online, so I just do I edited from I edited a little from Illustrator on Illustrator.
Well, I would see how these characters are a little different than these characters.
Uh-huh.
I would design the characters in a similar way so there's more consistency throughout the poster. Like, you know, how her eyes are little circles and her eyes are kind of different.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Think about the style and all these little features. You know, so here too, like it looks like these characters are cut out because you have the white, but these aren't. So I would make these characters kind of match that. So think about your masking around the character. You know, how you're cutting out that character. Don't have that white in there.
Okay.
Try to clean it up.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, intrude. Quick question.
Yes.
So is there sorry, I swear I had the question on me and now I'm drawing a blank. So could the topic be pretty much anything as long as we're following like the infographic format? Like if I wanted to provide tips on a certain thing, I could incorporate that into my assignment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like here, top 6 tips of the keto diet plan. So the other thing to think about is your layout and how you're using your fonts. So if this is like the header that goes across, I would maybe have it go all the way across and make it really bold. Like this should be bold. It should be the thing that attracts your attention. And then the other thing to think about is the way that you're using fonts on this. So it looks like you have this font on top, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it different than this font down here?
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I think the fonts are slightly different, but they're so close to one another in terms of their style. I would do fonts that like have more contrast between them. So if you do a sans serif font like this, maybe you do a complement it with something that has some contrast, like a serif font or maybe a script font,
Okay.
or maybe some sort of novelty font.
Mm-hmm.
But if this font's thin, maybe make this weight a little bit thicker.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
And then go through what you could do is bringing the whole thing into Illustrator, and I know you're pretty good at coming up with characters. So are these two little characters your own? The orange and the cup of water?
Or the water that I tried to make it.
Yeah, make sure that they're your own. And like even like this little guy here, I think he's from I see this guy in PowerPoint all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So draw over it in Illustrator. Come up with your own version in Illustrator.
Oh, okay.
Your own style.
I think in terms of the text, let's see. Are these final colors, or because I definitely recommend maybe not only changing the colors a bit for the sake of readability, but also change the spacing a bit. Because even though they're still different colors, so that they're more distinguishable. It's very easy to see it as a bit of a blob.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you could lower the line spacing a bit, that'd be pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think maybe make the words bold. So like food, make it bold, but maybe make the font for food match the font that's in the chart as well. Because I see what you're doing with the colors. You're trying to make the connection by having the same color.
Yeah.
Water's blue, energy is supposed to be this greenish color.
Mm-hmm.
So try to match the colors up, with what they represent.
Mm-hmm.
And then think about your fonts and the typography for the sections as well. It's like Joey was saying, maybe you don't need as much space, but at the same time, you can also maybe make these the main subjects of the fonts. But I think, overall, it's a good idea. I think now you have to refine it. Improve. It's in the improving stages.
Okay.
So how much can we take ideas from Pinterest, or how much we have to have? I mean, is it okay if we take the full idea from there and then we did it on Illustrator?
Yeah. Well, you can use an idea for reference, but I want all the illustrations to be your own illustration.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want you to cut and paste other people's clip art or images into this project.
Yeah.
So if you went and redrew the characters with the pen tool, then they would be your own.
My own version.
Your version, right?
Okay.
Make sure they're your version.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Anybody else have any comments of what Emmy could do to help her with the design? One of my other comments is there's something about these types of arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe simplify the arrows. You don't need to have the double line here. Just make it a simple line.
Okay.
Instead of a curving line, maybe you can simplify those.
I'd say
Go ahead.
Sorry. If you like wanted to direct people's eyes to a certain part of the infographic, maybe change up like the font that the numbers use so that it'll be the first thing they see in like every section of text. That way it's like, oh, at least an hour's worth of exercise.
Right.
Or, oh, number 2, what's that mean? Oh, 2 pounds per week. Et cetera, et cetera.
What, Joey, what are you saying? Like,
Huh?
Can you explain that again? Like, what was your advice?
A neat little idea would be to maybe do some, like make the numbers different somehow in terms of the typeface. Like maybe make it slightly, underline it, make it a different font. That way it's like the first thing people see whenever they're looking at, different sections of the text, and they'll be like, oh, 2 pounds per week,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Make these numbers stand out. So
okay, kind of like
maybe those are bold.
Oh, okay, I got it.
You could highlight them too. Give them like some sort of highlighted background.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's good advice.
Okay.
So all right.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem. So who else has something to show? So I'm looking for examples and ideas for the final project. What ideas do you guys have? So Joey, what about you? Do you have your idea?
I definitely know what I want to do, but I don't have any visual, concepts down. Are we still doing this on Thursday? Because I think I might have something ready by then.
Yeah, Thursday's the last day for our actual class.
Oh, this coming Thursday?
What, Randa?
This coming Thursday is the last class day?
Yes, that's our last class day. Yes. And then the final, we will basically have a critique where you would show your infographic. So you have this class and next class is your opportunity to show me what you're working on so I can give you some tips to help you improve it or answer any questions you have.
Oh, but next week, like we don't have classes at all?
We'll have a final. So basically, it's either Tuesday or Thursday. I don't think it matters. So I can give you guys more time. So next week on Thursday, we'll have a final where basically we'll do a group critique and you'll get to show your final infographic and everybody will see it and be able to comment on it in class.
Let's see.
But if you need to schedule some time with me, you can still do that. So, okay, so Joey, you're kind of working on it. Okay, Randa, what do you have? Do you have an idea or a concept?
No, but by Thursday, I will definitely have one.
Yeah, have it. Yeah, you should have it by Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, Caesar, what about you? Do you know what you are working on? Do you have a sketch? Let me see. I think there's not yet. Okay. Charles, what about you? Any ideas? I saw you threw something in the Discord. So what idea are you working on?
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you.
Okay, hold on a second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little better.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna switch it to the computer. Let me try this one again. Are you able to hear me?
I can.
I can very faintly. You might want to raise the volume if you can.
I raised my speaker volume, so.
How about now?
Yeah, it's better.
A little better, yeah.
So Charles, what is your concept?
The concept is an infographic about awareness and solutions of the disparities of African American males.
Oh, okay. That's a
There's
good
a
one.
there's a popular saying that goes that when America gets a cold, black people get pneumonia. And usually, what it means is whenever an issue or some kind of problem happens to Americans, it particularly hits African Americans the worst. Um, from the drug epidemic to the AIDS, and especially right now during the pandemic. And of course, the very popular trend right now is the racial inequality and police brutality. Um, there are a lot of things that the African American community can do to focus on African American men, because what we have seen is African American women have made a dramatic increase when it comes to education and entrepreneurship. African American women are the largest sector or the fastest growing sector of college educated people and entrepreneurs now. Their growth has gone dramatically up, especially since the 60s. So one of the things that we could work on is how we can improve the uh, life of an African American male. It will have to come from both inside the Black community as well as America as a whole to see the increase of the livelihood of African American males. They have the shortest lifespan. They are the least educated among all demographics in America. They are the most largest percentage of incarceration, um, and just a lot of other issues that could be helped if they have the right information. And
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that'd be great. So what would you like, how would you include information on how people should help?
One of the issues in the African American community is what is the word I'm looking for? Is ambition, and
Okay.
that comes from a deep realization that they will not go far in life. Um, like Dave Chappelle said, you can either rap or play basketball, either that or sell crack. And for people in the community, including myself, growing up, the vision didn't seem too far um, until I realized, started reading books, that there was a lot more options for me, and I would have to take the initiative to make the leap to having a better life, which is why I recently started college and realized that I should have did this a long time ago, because I really enjoy it. And when I was growing up, college was never discussed or an option for me until I realized that it was easy, because the big number of the student loan scared me. People telling me that it was not really an option, or just not even bringing up college, deterred me from actually attending college. So now that I have more information about it and understanding and actually doing very well in school, I want to share that knowledge with other people so they won't be deterred on giving higher education an option.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So yeah, that's some positive information. Um, don't you know don't think that you can't make it, because you can, right?
Yeah.
Because that's like the
Another
internal
thing was
struggle.
like just healthcare in general. We have like some of the worst issues when it comes to health, high blood pressure. We don't usually go for life insurance, and we always see family members on the corner trying to do a car wash, trying to get donations to pay for a funeral, and it's a bit upsetting to see. And so we need to do better for our health as well as our future, to prepare our family members for our deaths and our living longer. So
Yeah, I think one of the popular things I'm seeing now is like how people can help the Black community. So there's a lot of posts in terms of, restaurants, how you can support. And that's kind of a good way for everybody to support, the Black community. So that could be a part of it in a way, right? So I thought I've been seeing a lot more Instagram posts like that, making you understand how you can help just by helping a business, Black owned businesses, and knowing what's out there. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. So what would you do for your illustrations? Like, what would be a hero illustration? The main, kind of like a main illustration point of interest. Jaws, can you hear me? Hello?
Still there?
I'm here. Did you guys lose me?
No, he's still there. I wonder why he's not hearing you.
Oh, Charles, are you there?
Let me try this. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Sorry.
Um,
Yeah, I haven't decided on the main hero image yet, but I'm sure it'll probably be something urban related. Probably a picture of an African American male, possibly a younger one to show, hope. Typically, among since he's a person is younger, they still have options and still have a chance. And so, showing a younger African American male probably would be a good idea.
so, okay. So I would make sure then you get all your information ready, and it'd be good to show me a sketch on, by Thursday.
Okay.
Just sketch it out. You don't have to, you guys can just sketch it out, just pencil and paper, then take a picture of it. That's the fastest way to do it. Sketch out those
Okay.
ideas so we can talk about them. And then, I think, but you have a good sense of what you're doing most of the time. But still, having a sketch, I think, is important. So, yeah, I think that's great. That's a good idea. I like that concept.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. So, okay, Christian, what idea do you have?
Hello.
Do you have it?
Hello.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So an idea I had was like an instructional post on how to prepare a screen for a screen printing.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, maybe like simplify it just because it could seem a bit overwhelming to beginners.
Yeah, like where to buy supplies, how to build the screen, and then how to create the.
Yeah, like burn the negative and add the emotion.
I bought a screen printing kit like a long time ago, but I never went through with it because I never felt like I could really understand it. This was before YouTube. So I never actually did anything with it because I was like, oh, this is too complicated. So I just kind of put it away. So yeah, that'd be great because I would love to know the exact steps.
Yeah, it's a bit tedious, but once you got the steps down, it becomes pretty easy.
Would you do you have your own screen printing supplies?
Yeah, just recently I got my own gear. I had the screen printing class, but since it couldn't go online, they pretty much canceled it.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame. But
yeah, so they changed me to get my own gear. So I've been breaking it in these past couple of weeks.
would you feature it in the infographic then?
Not sure. Not sure how I would be able to do that.
I mean, because if you could somehow, well, I guess what you could do is actually like take photos of each step in the process, and then bring the photos into Illustrator and then kind of turn each step into like maybe some sort of icon, like, pouring the emulsion. Does it use emulsion for the photo negative part?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could create like a, just like a hand pouring the liquid in, and then have some nice icons that represent each step.
Okay.
So sketch it out and then have it ready. Have like a sketch of the idea ready for Thursday.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a great idea. So let's see. Mary, what are you going to work on?
I'm also thinking of ideas still.
Okay. Yeah, try to just get the idea down. So on Thursday we have something to talk about. Okay.
Is there like any limitations that you just don't want us to talk about, or everything is fair game?
Yeah, I think anything that you want to show, I think you should kind of have ideas that you can illustrate and show the sequence of steps to something. But anything's really fair game. Yeah, anything you want to do. I was thinking in terms of like all the protesting going on. So it's like maybe an infographic on how to protest, the proper steps to take, something like that. But anything's fair game.
Definitely.
So
What do you call it?
Infographic?
Infographic.
Yeah, that's the focus of the final. It's an infographic.
Yeah, I was looking for the word.
Okay, Rosio, what about you?
I don't have any sketches yet, but I do have one or two ideas. I was thinking of either the anatomy of a squid, only because I like the squid, or an infographic poster on just color, giving you basic information, like in primary, secondary, the shades, the harmonies, and all that.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, either one. I mean, the squid one, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, I think, because that would involve
more research.
Well, more research plus more illustrative work on your part, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to draw out a squid and then cut into it somehow. So do like a cutaway so you can see inside of it. See all those details. But the color one is going to be interesting too. So there's so many different things you can do for color.
But I wasn't sure, how would I incorporate a hero figure into, color being my theme?
There's a lot of things you could do. In fact, there's this great book on color. I should show it to you, where it's full of great images. So let me see if I can find it real quick. But for example, on a poster like that, a hero image could be like the prism that Isaac Newton used to separate the color into the individual colors of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So that's always a popular one that I see. So you have this beam of sunlight come in, and then you have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet come out. Mm-hmm. But there's a good example. Let me show you this book. Hold on one second. So let me see if I can find it for you. It's a book that I used at the beginning of the term. Let me see. Okay, I think I found it. Hold on. Oh, cool. I found it. Check this out. So hold on one second. So this book's called Design Fundamentals, Notes on Color and Color Theory. But look at the actual spreads in the book. So let me see. Going a little slow. It's doing something weird. Hold on one second. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
My computer like freaked out. So give me a second here. I'm gonna have to restart. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need to restart and I'll be right back. Let me see something.
So, how's everybody doing today? So, how's everybody doing today?
We're doing well. How's the baby?
Oh, am I the host?
Siren.
What?
How's the
Oh,
baby?
I'm not the host anymore. Okay, I'm not. All right.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know what happened. My computer just.
One's asleep, the other one's tearing up the house.
I think my computer like overheated. But okay, let's see. So I was going to show you this Rosio. So hold on, let me go back into it. Okay, see. So I'll just show you one of the spreads here in this book. There you go. Okay. So let me share this with you. Okay, can you guys see this?
Yeah.
So here's so this book's great because each spread is like highly illustrative, but there's all sorts of ideas like talking about just how you perceive color with your brain, different pages. So here, color identity systems. So I'm just kind of showing you different aspects of it. So like here, the houses, that's kind of a hero image. Cultural and emotional connections to color. The way the faces coming from the side of the page. Just all sorts of ideas here, referencing artists. So there's a lot of things you can do with color in terms of an infographic poster, showing color wheels. Different color effects, so simultaneous contrast is what they're talking about with vibrations, two colors that are complementary and how they can create a vibrational effect. So yeah, that's why I wanted to show you that. So for the color one, there's all sorts of great ideas that you can find. And this book's called Design Fundamentals, Notes on Color Theory.
Thank you.
So that, I think the color one is a little bit easier to do than the squid. The squid one would be cool, but it's going to take a lot of work, like, with the pen tool, just outlining the squid and the eternal anatomy. So, yes.
I've been thinking, I didn't tell you before because I was not sure, but I've been thinking about like gardening stuff, maybe gardening tools or gardening. Do you think, is this a good idea?
Yeah. Yeah, different gardening techniques or an explanation of gardening tools and what each one does. Or like when to plant, like seasonal advice on when to plant something.
Okay.
So yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, just again, make sure you have to have it sketched out before you get too far into it. So that's important.
Yeah, I will sketch it by Thursday.
So yeah, by Thursday, yeah. And sketches are simple, just simple thumbnails. Doesn't have to be a perfect drawing, just a quick.
Like if I'm doing gardening tours, let's say, like how many pictures and comments do you expect?
Well, think in terms of what would fill up the space.
Yeah.
You don't want to overwhelm people. But there's some infographic posters out there that have, like, if you do it about the different types of tools out there, come up with a list of all the tools that would work. But that's something that's good to talk about once you have it prepared for Thursday. Let's say you come up with 20 different gardening tools. Is that too much? How do you make it understandable in a really easy way without overwhelming somebody?
Okay.
So, but yeah, sketch out that idea. That's important.
Perfect.
Okay, so Vivian, what is your idea?
So I do have an idea. I don't have like a sketch or anything yet, but I was thinking of doing an.
Oops, I lost you for a second.
Grown, or the differences like from light to medium or dark roast, or differences as in like when you brew it or use a K-cup or instant coffee, something along those lines.
Oh, about coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, so it'd be focused on different ways to brew coffee?
Yeah, so it would either, I'm not sure yet, but it would either be about how it's grown, like the process of it, or either the differences between brewing or instant coffee or using like a K-cup machine. Um, I was thinking that. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a good idea. I mean, there's a process to, like, the whole roasting process, coffee roasters, and, but there's different ways to go. Um, if it's about different types of coffee, I think the popular thing would be to create a poster that shows what all the different types of drinks are. Like, what's the difference between like a latte and a cappuccino?
I can teach you how to make Turkish coffee.
Yeah, there you go. That might be pretty good.
Actually, that would be really good when I'll be down for that. I love international coffee.
Yeah. I mean,
And I'm not good at making coffee either.
That's an interesting idea.
Mhm.
I like I forget the kind of coffee. There used to be a roaster down the street from me, off of La Brea and Pico. Um, I used to go there to get this like one type of coffee. Like they only had that type of coffee though.
Is it like Vietnamese coffee?
No, they got their beans from Africa. Um, so she would import the beans from Africa, and then roast it at the place off of La Brea and Pico. So she had all these like kind of antique roasting machines and coffee grinders in there. It was pretty cool. It was a cool little coffee shop. Um, it's not there anymore, but it was kind of nice. I could like just walk down the street and it was there. Um, I can't remember the name of the drink too, but basically it's like 4 shots of espresso and a little bit of like steamed milk, but it's 4 shots of espresso. It's like it's like the Quattro something. Um, like when you order a double espresso, it's a doppio, right? Do you guys know that?
No.
Expression for double espresso, it's a
That
doppio.
should,
What?
that should keep you 2 days up. I mean, how can you sleep with 4 shots?
Yeah, I do 4 shots, but if you want a double espresso, it's Italian. It's like an Italian word. It's doppio. You get a doppio. It's 2 shots of espresso. And then 4 shots of espresso is it had a different name, but I think it was like um, it was like a Cuban something. It wasn't like it was something. It was another type of drink. I'll have to figure that out. Anyways, yeah, I think that could be a good idea. But again, I think Vivian, you make sure you sketch everything out for Thursday.
Yeah, I will.
So okay. All right. And Zoe, what are your ideas? Do you have an idea?
I don't have any yet, but I'll have to sketch it on Discord by the next class. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get your sketches on Discord too, that makes it easier.
Yeah, I'll send it by next class.
So okay. So yeah, so basically, today I was just wanting to go through your ideas. The next class we'll do the same thing, but I want to kind of have you guys have enough done so I can just kind of help you and push you along. So if you already got a sketch, then go on to the next part and start to bring it into Illustrator. Just be careful with your layers. Make sure information that belongs together goes on the same layer. Usually I like to put typography on one layer, images on another layer, and then break it up even further. So like my main header, the headline, might go on a layer by itself. And then if you add different steps, you know, like step 1, step 2, put each step on a separate layer, but keep it really organized when you have lots of layers. Just the key is to keep everything nicely organized. And then sometimes if you're drawing your artwork, you may want to draw it in a separate document just to make it easier, and then bring it back into the infographic. But stylistically, you know, aim for consistency. So you should aim for consistency.
Are you saying all the pictures should be on one layer?
Well, it depends. Like what I'm saying is things that belong together should be on one layer. So if you have something like Emmys,
like what I had on my assignment of the one with the face. They should.
yeah,
Okay.
but make sure like that stethoscope had all these different pieces, somewhere on different layers. Make sure they're all together, you know, on that layer. That way you click on that little circle and then it selects everything. It makes it really easy.
Yeah, okay.
So nice and organized. And the other thing is name them too. You can name your layers. That will help you out too. So name your layers. Always.
How do you name the layer?
You just double click on the name on the side and you can type the layer. So so yeah, just make sure that layer has a name.
Okay.
So but that's all I got for today then. So just make sure you sketch out what you want to do and then send me sketches and finalize your ideas.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Does anybody else have any other questions about anything? So okay. So is everybody under a curfew now? We're all under a curfew, right?
Yep.
So.
I was walking my dog. I have to go home.
All right. Well, everybody stay safe, and hopefully, this curfew stuff will end soon. And if you have any questions, if you want to meet up with me one-on-one, let me know. And other than that, that's all for tonight. So I will talk to you guys on Thursday.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Bye.